traditional knowledge, genetic resources, and folklore. A biologically diverse region, the Caribbean is home to many endemic plant and animal species. Today, there is growing demand for biological or genetic resources for use in a wide variety of industries.
Most people in the Caribbean have grown up on bush teas, even the wealthy medical practitioner if he's a Caribbean person. And this business of looking down on them, fortunately, is vanishing.
The nutraceutical industry is a US billion-dollar industry, and it doesn't seem to be leveling off.
This demand has brought an awareness not only of the economic potential of genetic resources, but of the role played by traditional knowledge systems in conserving, developing, and using these resources.
There are organizations like the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture, IICA, across the Caribbean and Latin America, very concerned these days about herbal medicines from the viewpoint of entrepreneurship, especially from the viewpoint of rural development, sustainable development in the rural countryside, and of course, possibilities for agricultural diversification in an age where we talk about what's happened to the banana/sugarcane industry.
Due to the unauthorized commercial exploitation of traditional knowledge holders by others, the question of the legal protection of TK has come to the fore.
We have what is called the African Caribbean Institute of Jamaica. And several years ago, it did a study where it went and spoke to a lot of persons who have since died and got information captured in oral form and in written form in terms of some of this traditional knowledge. And during that process also sensitize persons to the fact that, listen, this information is valuable, so you should not be giving away this information.
The region's rich cultural heritage also needs to be protected as traditional knowledge, which includes expressions of folklore in the form of music, dance, song, handicraft, designs, stories, and artwork.
There are many different ways to tell a story, or to begin a story. They say Tim Tim in St. Lucia, you say Once Upon a Time. Jamaicans say Jack Mandora, me not choose none, they're not taking any side in the story. Trinidadians say Crick Crack, Monkey Break It Back. And of course politicians say if elected. So anytime you hear that, you know it is story time. I think in the early days we always understood that even as storytellers, you have to give credit where credit is due, right? So if you use somebody's story, you would say this story is from Africa, it is from somewhere, it's not yours. At least you admit that. You may not even give credit to where the story came from.
That is the greatest challenge, to make people aware of how people make a living through this artistic and cultural activity.
The works of creativity are becoming more important and need to be better documented, and countries need to be better positioned in terms of developing a strategy for these sectors, as they do for other sectors of the economy.
We have perhaps the second largest biological diversity in plants in the world.
We don't know what we lose. Oftentimes we don't know what we lose.
Beyond any question that we have tremendous creativity here in the Caribbean. All we need to do is to find a way to bring it out. We need to get, first of all, the message of creative thinking in. We need to get in the skills and the techniques for invention, innovation, problem solving. And hand in hand with that, we need to start a whole educational program on intellectual property. There is creativity bubbling out of the Caribbean region. What we need now is a way to harness it, to commercialize it, to protect it, and to manage it. It has to start at the level of government because no other agency has the resources to do it.